Imagine waking up one day and realizing that the whole world is debating your name, what it means, how it should be written, and even whether it's really yours. For most of us, a name is just a name. But when you marry into the British royal family, that simple detail suddenly becomes a worldwide conversation. Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, knows this better than anyone, and in a brand new interview, she's finally setting the record straight about her identity, her legal name, and what it truly means to carry the title of Duchess of Sussex. So my legal name is Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. That's how Meghan herself put it during a candid conversation. And the simplicity of that statement hides a much deeper story. What's in a name? Shakespeare once asked that question, but for Meghan Markle, the answer is layered with history, tradition, cultural confusion, and the weight of being married into one of the most scrutinized families on earth. When Meghan sat down for her Bloomberg interview on the 26th of August, she decided it was time to end the guessing game once and for all. Since 2018, when she tied the knot with Prince Harry, people have debated endlessly over her last name. Is it Mountbatten, Windsor? The surname historically connected to Queen Elizabeth's descendants? Is it Sussex, the title granted to Harry and Meghan on their wedding day? Or does she still retain some legal trace of Markle, the name that carried her through Hollywood and into the spotlight before royalty entered her life? Meghan addressed the issue directly. She explained that, yes, when she married Harry, she did change her name. But the way names function inside the royal system is anything but straightforward. Unlike in the United States, where a last name is expected, written down, and passed from one generation to the next, the monarchy operates in its own unusual framework. Titles often act in place of surnames. And when Meghan became the Duchess of Sussex, that wasn't just a ceremonial label. It essentially became her legal identity. In her own words, she admitted that it sounds complicated, even silly at times. Growing up in America, she was used to a clear distinction between first name and last name. But once she crossed into the royal world, she had to adjust to a system where sometimes the title overshadows the surname. And when she returned to the United States after stepping back from official duties, she realized just how confusing this could be for ordinary people trying to make sense of it. For Meghan and Harry, however, the matter is actually quite simple. Sussex is the family name they have embraced. It's the name they share with their children, 6-year-old Archie and 4-year-old Lilibet. Despite leaving their roles as senior working royals in 2020, they have no intention of abandoning the Sussex title. In fact, Meghan pointed out that it has become a unifying marker for their household. Her exact words were, "My legal name is Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, but Sussex for us works as our family name, and it's the name that we share with our children." In that one statement, she not only clarified the legal question, but also reaffirmed her commitment to the identity she and Harry are building as a modern royal couple living outside traditional boundaries. But beyond the legalities, Meghan reflected on something more personal, her sense of self. No matter what people choose to call her, Markle, Duchess, or just Meghan, she insists that her core identity hasn't changed. "What I learned about myself is no matter what my name is or what people call me, I'm still the same person." That line may sound simple, but it carries a profound message at the heart of all the media frenzy, the titles, and the scrutiny. She is reminding the world that beneath it all, she remains Meghan. To understand the significance of this moment, it helps to revisit the journey that brought Meghan to this point. Before her marriage, Meghan Markle was already a household name thanks to her role as Rachel Zane in the hit television drama Suits. She was a successful actress, a philanthropist, and a woman carving her own path. But everything changed when her relationship with Prince Harry went public. Overnight, she transitioned from a Hollywood star to a royal figure under constant watch. The British monarchy has a long and complicated relationship with names and titles. Historically, surnames were often set aside for the royals. Queen Elizabeth's children carried the surname Mountbatten, Windsor. But even that wasn't always used in everyday contexts. For many royals, titles like Windsor, Cambridge, or Sussex act as identifiers instead of traditional last names. When Harry and Meghan were given the titles Duke and Duchess of Sussex by the late Queen Elizabeth II, it symbolized their new standing. But in practice, it also meant their family name shifted. This is where cultural expectations collide. In America, people are used to last names functioning as legal anchors for identity. So when Meghan's name appeared in different forms, sometimes as Meghan Markle, sometimes as Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, and occasionally even as Meghan Windsor, it sparked widespread confusion. Social media users speculated endlessly. Journalists debated etiquette. Legal experts chimed in. And Meghan herself became the subject of endless commentary over something as basic as a surname. The Bloomberg interview marked a turning point because Meghan finally put her own voice into the discussion. By saying outright, "My legal name is Meghan, Duchess of Sussex," she closed the door on speculation. And more importantly, she used the opportunity to share a broader truth about identity. For her, names and titles are important. Yes, but they don't define her essence. What defines her is who she is as a mother, a wife, and a woman who has navigated extraordinary circumstances in the public eye. Her statement about still being the same person, no matter what she's called, resonates deeply in today's world. Many people experience changes in name through marriage, divorce, cultural shifts, or personal choice. And often, these changes raise questions of identity. Meghan's perspective offers reassurance, even when the world insists on labeling you differently. You can hold on to your sense of self. The story of Meghan's name is not just about royalty. It's about how identity evolves under pressure. She has faced criticism, media scrutiny, and public judgment at every turn. Yet in moments like these, she chooses to reclaim her narrative. By clarifying her name, she isn't just tidying up a legal detail. She is asserting control over her own story. Think for a moment about the symbolism of Sussex as a family name. It isn't just a geographical title granted by a monarch. It represents Meghan and Harry's journey together from their wedding at St. George's Chapel in Windsor to their move across the Atlantic, to building a new life in California. Sussex has come to symbolize resilience, unity, and family. It's the banner under which Archie and Lilibet will grow up. And for Meghan, it's a way of anchoring her children's sense of belonging. Public perception has often been divided when it comes to Meghan. Some see her as a trailblazer, challenging outdated traditions and carving out space for a new generation of royals. Others criticize her choices, viewing her departure from royal duties as a break from duty. But in moments like this, when she speaks openly about something as personal as her name, she reminds both supporters and critics that she is human first and foremost. Over the years, the media has used different names for her, sometimes respectfully, sometimes not. Meghan Markle is often the go-to in headlines, even though it is no longer her legal identity. The Duchess of Sussex is used in formal royal contexts, and at times, detractors have used her name in ways intended to diminish her. But Meghan's own perspective cuts through the noise. None of these labels alter who she truly is. As the conversation about Meghan's name spreads, it also opens up broader questions about the intersection of tradition and modernity in the royal family. Should royals continue to use titles as surnames? How do these conventions translate in a global context, especially in countries like the United States, where expectations are different? And what does it mean for future generations, like Archie and Lilibet, who will grow up navigating both worlds? Meghan's comments may not answer every question, but they do provide clarity about her personal stance. For her, Sussex is not just a title. It is a shared family identity. And beyond that, her core self remains unchanged. Whether the world calls her Meghan Markle, Meghan Windsor, or Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, she is still Meghan. This message carries power because it transcends royalty. It speaks to anyone who has ever had their identity questioned or reshaped by circumstances. It's a reminder that, while names carry meaning, the true measure of a person lies deeper. So what's in a name for Meghan Markle? Now Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. The answer is both complicated and simple. Complicated in the sense that history, culture, and royal tradition all collide in the way her name is understood. But simple in the sense that, at the end of the day, she knows who she is, and she wants the world to know it too. Her story is a modern reflection of an age-old truth. Names may change, but character endures. And as Meghan continues to navigate her journey, whether in philanthropy, media, or family life. She does so with the confidence that her identity is hers to define.